What's going on, everyone? This week, Keelan goes for a run. Isaac sits in the car for 4 hours, return to watch a musical, destroyed the best story ever told, and an apology. What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode 147 of the Storm on the Beach podcast, talk about all things great and garbage this week. What's going on, Keelan?
Yeah, it's going on. Let's knock the apology out of the way first. Sorry, I was sick.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
So hence the no episode last week.
Mm-hmm. Down with it.
Given that Matt is
a traveling vagabond.
You have been playing Root.
Sure.
There's a.
Is that the correct verb for it?
Vagabond. Anyway, yeah, no, that's it. I was sick, so sorry for not gracing the airwaves last week. Isaac was too scared to do it by himself.
Yeah, correct. I was. That's right.
It's literally the worst.
I can't think of anything. To fill time. Probably worse. I can, obviously, but it'd be up there, like top 10 bad things I can imagine doing. Top 20 bad things.
Well, no. If you just do what journalists do and you like doctor the stats, so
sure.
It's like top 5 realistic things that you could do that you would least like to do.
Yes, that don't involve getting your nuts out and dragging them along something sharp.
Yeah, because that's like not realistic at all.
No, that's all one category.
Whereas me being sick last week, I almost suggested, oh, you should just do a quick 15-minute and rattle off your headlines. And then I was no, you'll fucking hate that.
I'd be like Matt, early stand-up career, just telling jokes to an empty room.
Yeah, you got to bring your own laugh track.
Yeah, exactly. I'd just be hitting the button after every time and I just fucking hate it.
Tough bickies.
Oh, well, is what it is. Not ideal timing for your illness with your run.
No.
But how did that go? I see you haven't changed since last weekend, so that's good.
Ow.
You probably smell awful, but yeah.
No, you don't wear the finisher shirt during the marathon. You see, you have to finish it first.
Gotcha.
Importantly, so the first year I did it, the shirt was really good, really comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, everyone hated the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
This year, they found a middle ground.
It's okay.
It's just fine.
Yeah.
There's no way the first year shirt wasn't expensive to make. It was too good.
Yeah. No, definitely. I've seen the two extreme ends of that spectrum with Tough Mudder finisher shirts. The first one being, I don't know, the cheapest Fruit of the Loom mass printed shirt you can find. And then the following year, them having significantly more sponsors and like, I don't know, a shirt would probably cost you $60 in a shop. So pretty not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And from, I don't know, it was just whatever big brand beer at the end of the first one that they were giving out to having an actual dedicated beer sponsor at the second one. Just not
Tui's,
bad. Sure.
For example, everyone's favourite.
Yep.
Or
I feel like a Tui's or two.
Kilkenny.
Or Woodburn Rod and Reel Hotel and Brewery Goldfish Mid Lager.
Long title. You say it's actually from Woodburn?
Yeah, the pub has a microbrewery in it now. They make their own. They make like 6 different beers in there. They're actually pretty good too.
Actually printed on the can, or is it one of them stick-on ones?
No, printed cans. Yeah, printed cans. Opened earlier this year.
Some effort.
And they do takeaways now, which they weren't doing, but they do. And occasionally there's some that are, I don't know, not carbonated properly or they're not filled up properly, so they just have like a bucket of them in ice in their bottle shop for $1 each. And they're like, I don't know, 3/4 full or mostly full. So pretty not bad.
Allow it.
But yeah, they do tasting paddles there of 4 good size tasters as well. Probably, I don't know, 200 mil or 250 mil, something like that, for $16.
That's pretty good.
Pretty not bad. It's almost like 2 pints worth of beer for $16. Yeah. Pretty good.
It's what, a liter or slightly less?
Yeah.
Very nice.
They have a good dark lager there, which is a dark ale, which is very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do like a dark ale.
Yeah. So I got a few of those the other day, stocked up. Should we get on to the biggest news of this week?
Is it what's going on with you?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm feeling great. Definitely not still tired from my 4-hour round trip last Friday. After getting up at 4:45 and getting home at midnight to watch a show.
No regrets. It was really good.
No regrets. It was actually not bad. After my belly stopped hurting after the first 15 minutes from cringing a bit. After that subsided, it was okay. If you just focus on the little Easter eggs, Lord of the Rings Easter eggs they dropped in, and remove your focus from the butchering of the story.
Facts.
Yeah.
More to come. What is the actual news?
I was going to get straight into that, to be honest. I was keen, but
we can then. We can just jump to the shit list.
I've also just been destroying grass again. We've come around full circle. The rain stopped a little bit, so I'm back to just cutting as much grass as possible. I've been out there every morning this week and afternoon.
Get a life, dude.
Picking up all the grass clippings so that they don't just sit there in big piles and decompose in the grass and make it look bad. So I've done, I think, maybe 11 of the back of my ute fulls of cut grass, as high as the roof of cut grass, and dumped them all in a big pile so far. And that's probably I've done a third of it, so a third of my grass looks really good. There's so much more of it left, and it's still a bit
not even a passing grade.
Yeah. So I've got a long road ahead still, but I've been out there with the rake, got the blisters to prove it, got the sore shoulders to prove it, and the big leaf scoopers. I'm a pro at making big grass marshmallows now, and just scooping them up and going like this. So the chest is getting a good workout as well from just squeezing grass.
Oh yeah, big squeeze
and throwing it in. Yeah, very good.
Sorry, my phone was blowing up. It's too popular.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get rid of it.
It's all those
I can show you blisters. I had to pop them earlier. They were just getting too much in the way.
All those marathon fans blowing your phone
One
up.
of them was inflating a little bit underneath my toenail too. I was like, no, let's not do that.
Oh, brutal. How'd you pull up blisters and soreness wise?
So my longest toe, which is not my big toe,
is it your second one?
It's the second one.
Yep.
Had a blister on the end, and that's the one that had grown to slightly pushing up the end of the toenail. And that's also the only toenail that is bruised underneath it.
Yep.
It still seems to be holding on. I've never lost a toenail.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not exactly certain if this is the precursor to losing it. But it's only black under some of it, so I think I'm fine.
Surely. I think you'll be fine. Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. Like I've had, obviously I've never lost a fingernail.
Yeah,
I've had fingernails that look like that, so should be okay.
Yeah, should be fine.
And then my big toe next to that had a little blister on it as well. But besides that, fine, just sore legs.
Any chafing? Probably not with
No.
your slender athlete's legs and barely get near each other.
Hey, just wear compression, mate. Yeah, I bought new compression leggings for it.
Yep.
Shorts, I should say. I needed new ones anyway because I don't have any. I didn't have ones with a pocket for my keys, and that way I can go for a run with any shorts.
Yep,
and not have to have zipper pockets or any pockets on them because I've got my keys in my tights.
Fair enough.
Strategy.
You had a little vest thing on, did you not?
Oh yeah,
supply vest.
Yeah.
Any issues from that? Any nipple chafing or bouncing of the vest?
No, I kind of tightened it down pretty well.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
no enough. Complaints, except that you're just carrying something else. Close to your body for a while, which means more sweat.
Yeah.
And it was warmer than I thought it was going to be because it was overcast. So it wasn't as cold in the morning, which is also nice at the start line, to be fair. But
yeah, not too bad.
But yeah, just going in a little sick meant I was a little slow. So it is what it is.
Oh well, still got it done. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the runners and friends of the show who are runners.
Friends of the show, Dan and Zach.
Now, I got a question. How many Ks do you do in preparation for a marathon?
Let me get you the stats.
Thank you.
I'll get you the week on week if you'd like. I've had a 13-week streak of at least logging one activity.
Good.
51 activities in the last 13 weeks. The week before the marathon, when I was sick, the week during marathon, was 10K besides the marathon itself. 25K the week before, 54K the week before, 81K, 55, 57, 40.
So like a pretty incalculable amount of kilometres, but quite a lot.
It's completely impossible to figure out.
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah. And then you just sort of cap it off with another 42, just cause. Because you felt like you haven't run enough at that point.
It's the internal hate of myself.
Yeah, gotcha. It does make old mate's effort a bit more impressive, though, doesn't it? Given it probably took him, 3 weeks to walk from Athens to Marathon, and he decided to do it all in one day. Yeah. Hence why he died, obviously. But
he didn't have any hydration, the silly goose.
Yeah, now we're people around the world every year just come up and flex on him and say, hey, this was just the icing on the cake. I've been doing this for weeks, and I'm still alive.
Yeah, it turns out you're meant to have fun on marathon day because you've done all the hard work already. They say.
Yep.
But yeah, being sick, no good. Wouldn't recommend. In my like longest training run, I was faster and my legs gave up later. I was like, thanks. Fucking. So it is what it is.
Ironman next then?
Nah, Sydney Marathon's next.
So just another marathon?
Yeah, in 8 weeks.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Hoping to better your time, I imagine.
Yeah, that'd be nice. My legs were really dodgy yesterday, but they're feeling a lot better now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like I'm going to fall over going down the stairs anymore.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
So, plan was to just have this week off, except for Saturday. I'll do parkrun.
Yep.
Have this week off and then straight back onto it. Just pick up the plan from however many weeks out I am. So I guess 7.
Back into, by the sounds of it, I don't know, somewhere between 50 and 80 Ks this coming week.
Yeah, probably 50 next
Yep.
week. Yeah.
Easy. You'll be fine.
But no, I'll probably cut them all a couple Ks early the first week back.
Yeah.
Just for extended recovery.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. All right, should we get on to the show?
As in the musical?
Yeah, as in the musical.
Yeah, look, we could.
So we went and saw Lord of the Rings, a musical tale. Was that the title of it?
Yeah, I think that's how they were billing it.
Yeah. Last stop before they headed to Singapore, actually. So, in case you thought it was, I don't know, a bit of rust or ironing things out or whatever, it wasn't.
No, they were in Melbourne like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, pretty well versed at this point. It wasn't bad. I mean,
No.
I'm not a huge musical fan. They did a whole lot of blending of the story, as is probably required to fit. We know the good versions of the movies are 12 hours plus long into 3 hours, including a break. So, there was some fast travel expected, but they certainly made some interesting choices.
That's my problem. The choices they made were bad.
Yeah.
Just incredibly bad choices.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do you start?
Where do we even start?
Everything in the production's fine, right? I think
yes.
all like the actual production and the singing and whatever, great.
Yeah.
The only thing I wanted from the songs was more soundtrack, but obviously they probably would have had to license that from someone else.
Yeah.
So I can understand why you wouldn't do that, but just give me like the first 4 notes of Concerning Hobbits and then move into something else.
Yeah, exactly. There was they did
the Tolkien estate would probably want people to.
Oh, look, you can get
like it more though, right? Like,
exactly. I was going to say there was a few of the initial words, or a bit of a smattering of the words of Frodo's song that he sings in the Prancing Pony. Like that was actually in their song that they did. It was a bit of a mix-up, but there wasn't really anything else.
No.
You couldn't play a couple chords from, I don't know, the recurring tunes of the trilogy that happened throughout with, the various characters. That was the biggest thing. We're on the way there, and Sam was like, "So how are they going to turn this into a musical?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Well, is there like music in Lord of the Rings?" I was like, "Yeah, there's some of the best music ever made, but in the story as well, there's actually quite a lot of songs. There's just not a whole lot of songs in the movies,
except they cut maybe the most musical couple in the whole bit. River Daughter and what's her name?
Yes.
River. Is that her name? Goldberry, River Daughter.
Goldberry, yeah.
Yeah. And Tom Bombadil. Oh, no, sorry, they made reference. They literally said his name right at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, you can fuck off.
Yeah.
Someone's watched Rings of Power and has gone, oh, Gandalf hangs out with Tom Bombadil. Let's make reference to that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, don't know if he's Gandalf yet.
Grand Elf.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, big fuck off. My main gripe is that they skipped all the things that make the characters.
Sure.
So, and by that I mean, Legolas was just completely unlikable and did fuck all.
Have you seen his lines in the movie? There's not many.
Those lines. No, but like if you just take a couple of them, or like so obviously Gimli and Legolas don't start out as friends, right?
Sure.
And it's kind of enjoyable seeing them become friends with a little bit of camaraderie because they, stuff happens.
Yep.
Like say for example, Legolas feeling sorry for him that I don't know, all of Gimli's friends are dead when they turn up at Moria.
Yes.
And they just kind of glossed over that. There was no reference to Gimli knowing anyone in Moria or that anyone was dead there. They just kind of turned up and then Pippin knocked something over.
Yeah. And then a nightlight.
Pippin knocked something over in the scene where they're talking about Gollum.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And then a nightlight wrapped in a sheet came out and
which
killed Gandalf.
I'm not going to rag on the production for how they managed the Balrog because that's tough.
It's a tough one to pull off for sure.
They've definitely gone with the metaphorical. It is darkness.
Yes. Yeah.
So
less flames, more shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Gandalf was pretty good. I got no complaints about Gandalf.
Yep.
He said the thing with the Balrog. Love that.
Oh, he nailed it.
Said the whole flame of Arnor fucking bit and whatnot. So, and also he was probably the best on stage besides Gollum. Gollum was hilarious.
Yeah,
and did the circus voice proper, which is lovely, and sang in that somehow. Go figure.
Yeah.
But Aragorn was such a fucking, and I don't think it's the fault of the actor, except they didn't have long hair. Grow up.
Yeah.
It's just that they made him the least likable person of all time. They made him sound like he wasn't taking the crown because he was too scared. He didn't want to reforge the sword because, all my ancestors died. Oh, it's bad luck, innit, champ? And you're like, oh, well.
That was a bit shitty.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to rule because he doesn't think he thinks he can do more good not doing that.
Yes.
And then his whole line is that he waltzes into Denethor Cross Theoden, who is the sleeping steward. Oh, yeah, fuck me.
The mashup.
Kisses him like Sleeping Beauty, and then he doesn't kiss him, but kisses him. The sword is reforged, and then he leads the 6 citizens of Gondor to the Blackgate. It's like, fuck off, bro. Yeah, incredibly annoying. Gave me the shits. Because you're like, as someone that likes Lord of the Rings, you're like, oh, I was kind of waiting for these bits to happen because I was curious how they do that, and then they just kind of didn't do the thing.
Yeah.
And then sitting back, I think I did a decent job of taking a step back also and being like, if I hadn't watched Lord of the Rings and I knew nothing about this, what would I be feeling about these characters right now?
Yeah.
And you'd be feeling absolutely nothing towards this man who's just become the ultimate ruler of men by turning up and reforging a sword.
Yes.
He hasn't earned shit. Whereas Aragorn, I don't know, is both born into it and then goes ahead and earns it.
Yes. Yeah, correct.
So,
I found it on the way back that Sam's never seen Lord of the Rings. She likes Hobbit movies, but she's never seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I think you probably should fix that right up.
Yeah, so I'm going to correct that, but that probably explains her reaction as to her commenting quite loudly that Smeagol / Gollum was kind of cute. We got us in tears laughing.
I completely
for like a good few
shit.
Minutes.
Yeah, that was the second funniest thing to happen. Involving Sam. The funniest thing was the Nazgul scaring the shit out of her. That was hilarious.
Yeah, their horse snapping her right in the face.
I
And her
think
screaming.
that was actually a really good. They did a great job with the Nazgul.
I really
Because,
like
obviously, you can't
You
actually
can't get
bring
full
horses onto stage.
Yeah.
Certainly not fucking 9 of them onto that stage.
Yeah, and it would look silly with ponies, obviously.
It would look so silly with ponies. They should have had Bill the pony.
Yeah, they should have.
Anyway, but yeah, they did a really good job. It was just, dudes in black robes, dressed as Nazgul, holding
Skeleton
massive
horses.
horse heads with spines coming off them. It was sick.
They were actually very cool.
Yeah.
And we were just positioned perfectly on the end of the row, right where that first door was that everyone was in and out of all show. And Sam was on her guard after that happened. She was just waiting for
Very
something
much
to
so.
come out after that point.
Oh, and that because they were coming around like full on, like walking with dinosaurs, fucking animatronic T-Rexing that shit, and the teeth. I don't know what they were made out of. Maybe it's like some kind of resin or something. But when the jaw closed, it was incredibly snappy.
Yeah, very snappy.
So good.
They were very good. But yeah, bit odd. I thought Shelob was done quite well. Obviously, they had the use of darkness as well. They played into that a bit, but I think that prop was quite good.
I think Shelob was tough to do. So sorry. Like I'm in agreement. I only noticed the actual puppeteers when I looked for them because there was enough going on stage and the lighting was done well enough that you did lose the people that were just dressed in black driving the legs.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
And they did do I mean, they definitely made it more comical, which I think they could have probably done with a lot of things, and it would have made it better. Is just make things more comical because it's a fucking musical.
Yeah,
but they did the Frodo turning around because he hears something thing and made it comical quite well.
Yeah.
Oh, she loves over here. Oh, she loves over there. So that was I thought that was quite good, and I think if they just had if you just put a comedic spin on it, everyone's just gonna be like, it is something completely different. It's not trying to be Lord of the Rings.
I think that's like the biggest. I googled it to see, if this was the last show or when it had been on, and I saw on Reddit someone posted from a few weeks back or whatever where it had been. It was like, am I just like wrong in thinking that this wasn't that good? And I was like, and they basically said if it was more of a, they're a bit, sort of blowhard about it. If they were more comedic about it, it probably would have been better. And I totally agree, but I didn't think it was that bad. But I certainly wasn't going to get peer pressured into a standing ovation after that was started by two people.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I got 2 more gripes. But they're the most problematic. They're the most problematic gripes because I have a feeling I know why they did it.
Sure.
Obviously, Lord of the Rings, not a massive female presence.
Yep.
Galadriel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she needed to be there at all. If you're going to cut scenes, I think you just cut Galadriel entirely.
It's probably not that important to what you're trying to tell.
No, because it's like in a 3-hour window, you're following the journey of the ring, and then they put in, fucking Frodo's going to be really worried about the elves now because the elves are all going to have to leave. It's like just sod the elves off. You don't have to care about them because they don't have to be there. And then they brought her back for something else later on. She essentially saved the day with the magic of Lothlorien.
Yeah.
Later on. And I was like, nah, that ain't it. And look, I have a feeling that, and it's probably accurate, that she's probably a very well-respected and probably big in the musical scene, and probably didn't want to just turn up for one song and leave on a touring show because you don't cast a no name for, I don't know, the Queen of the Elves.
Yeah, true. Good point.
So there was probably a bit of that, and there was probably a bit of we actually do need some more female stage time. But make it good instead.
Yeah,
Pippin was played by a lady, and she did quite well.
Yeah,
she was actually very short.
Fit perfectly.
Yeah. And then Treebeard was the Indigenous moment of the evening.
Yeah,
which I don't have a problem with in any way, except that the accent completely took me out. There was a very Australian accent, and if the ultimately the goal is to keep people in the universe and in the show instead of pulling them out of it. And I didn't really feel like I was in Lord of the Rings at that time.
No, it was very Gumtree Beard.
It was. And like there was like Indigenous music and stuff in the background and whatever in that moment. So it just made it is called out to it being more obvious. And look, I hope the guy that did the voice actually got to travel with the show and it wasn't just a pre-recorded thing. Because if it's a pre-recorded thing, that's and if that's your one Indigenous role, that's a bit of a cop out.
Yeah, correct.
Just like actually cast him as anyone that actually gets to turn up on stage. But yeah, it was just took me out. Just yeah, I was sad Treebeard didn't actually turn up. I was curious.
Yeah, me too. That would have been another tough one, I think. With the Australian accent Treebeard, it was definitely, like you said, it just pulls you out of it. I felt like going from Middle Earth into like a Paul Jennings book.
Yes. And like, yeah, if you're about equal opportunity, give him a good opportunity, or give like literally anyone a good opportunity to actually like tell the story or whatever, like on stage, instead of just them being a voice off stage as well.
Yes.
Because you think you can shoehorn it in. If you're shoehorning in, you're not giving equal opportunity. You're not actually putting story first or the show first. And if you make shit art, you're not doing fucking anyone any favors, because less people are going to go see art. Sorry. Just get good. And that's why also Disney live action remakes are bad. Because if you make bad films, people are going to see less films.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. I haven't been to the cinema in a hot minute. So
checks out.
Notable film guy.
Now the other parts that I thought were interesting were, like you said, some of the inclusions and exclusions from the story.
Oh yeah,
there was a fair bit of change. I don't know, whatever. But to have the character Bill Fernie in there, who is virtually non-existent in the movies. No. Essentially, like you see a sort of a rascal-looking guy in the Prancing Pony in the movies, but that's the last time you see him. To have him in there, and then include the Scouring of the Shire.
That's
in very small.
But the Scouring of the Shire was their green climate change moment, because the Scouring of the Shire was their if you if you know, mine everything and knock everything over, no one wants to be there. But it's all good because I've got regenerative soil of Lothlorien, which is probably why they kept Galadriel around.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
But they didn't need fucking any of it. See, you get rid of Galadriel from that musical, you save
And then
yourself
that's gone.
30 minutes.
And then we can hear Into the West.
Airball, it not doing that song, just like it. I don't care how bad I thought it was until then. If you play that song, I'm going to shed a single tear.
Yeah, exactly. All the way back at that point. It was just like, oh yeah, Saruman's been, but he's gone now. He's just left all this shit here, but he's gone now. So we'll just clean this up and it'll be all right.
You've forgotten Saruman and Gandalf had a very sternly worded conversation after the Battle of Isengard.
True.
Yeah, which I thought was not needed. Just why? Why are they having a chat? Why are they talking? Like I'm just there in the book. I don't know if they actually have a discussion in the book. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they don't have a peaceful conversation and then Gandalf just lets Saruman run away, right?
Yeah, no, I think he's just gone. I don't think they see him. He's just gone, and then he turns up in the Shire, and then they kill him. The hobbits kill him. Spoiler alert. All that was missed. He just sort of fucked off in this show, in the musical. It was just, oh yeah, he's been and gone. I don't know, got bored, I guess.
They're leaving it open for a
sequel.
Yeah. Sequel, yeah.
Yeah. And what else? My only other thoughts were the orcs. Look, hard to do, obviously, with makeup and stuff like that. They seemed more like a troop of like people in gorilla costumes dancing around. Like that's just what I got from the vibe. It might have been the choreography a little bit too.
They were gorillas doing guerrilla warfare because they were wearing gas masks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and the battles, obviously, it's a stage show. It's a touring stage show. The battles are not. It's going to be very difficult to have a big sense of scale.
Yep.
Actually, one positive on those, they did some slow motion moments.
They did,
which were quite cool. I'll allow the slow mo choreography because there was regular pace and then hit slow, and it lined up kind of well with the music. I thought that was nice. But one thing they could have done, and is probably a fan favorite in the films, I mean, I like it, is just Gimli and Legolas counting their kills.
Yeah.
Because you can immediately add a false sense of scale by them starting the fight and you hear them counting small numbers and then, the classic like push-ups joke and you just hear them jump to like 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just play on that. That would have been sick.
Would have been great to build out that story of competition and friendship.
Yep. But no, I guess. I mean, it's even in the book.
It is.
And I mean, Tolkien's not not the funniest dude. Just quietly. And he wrote that into the. I mean, obviously he doesn't really dwell on the battle scenes too much, so it's more of them recounting, at least after Helm's Deep, how many they have killed.
Yes,
but it's there. There's plenty of source material, and they were clearly diving into both film and book with what they pick and chose. So
correct. I certainly was expecting Tom Bombadil, only because he's one of the most sing-songy characters from the book.
Yep.
It was, I think the biggest disappointment was not having any of the music, any of it, not an note, as far as I could tell. But I'll leave that up to you.
No, not a note.
And literally none of the songs,
Yeah,
bar a few lyrics scattered in here and there potentially.
a reference, perhaps.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you include things like Tom Bombadil, like you end up with things that people haven't seen visually before,
Sure.
unless they've watched when was the animated version? Like the 80s, I think that had Tom Bombadil in it.
It did, yeah.
But like if you do that, you're including things that people and most people obviously haven't read Lord of the Rings. So you're including things that people haven't even necessarily even heard of before, and it's new, and they have no point of comparison. And so they're not like judging it against the best trilogy ever made.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of set yourself up for success at doing that kind of thing as well, instead of, I don't know, just dropping the ball on everything else.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't make the rules.
Overall, pretty not bad though. Enjoyable enough. I thought the production was pretty good. As far as
good.
The whole shebang, the singing was good. Yeah. I think they used their props and their stage really well. And
everyone's doing this fucking rotating thing in the middle of the stage
the whole time. Yeah.
Because Emma and I saw Hades Town, which is that one Greek myth with the dude that follows the chick out of hell. Sorry, the chick follows him out of hell, but then he turns back because he's a dickhead, and then sends her to hell forever. It's that story, and so there's a lot of walking involved, and so they do like this eternal walk thing on the ring. I don't know if they did it first or someone before that did it first, but this just spinning in the middle of the stage is such a great way to create lots of space and travel a lot of time.
Yeah,
over
I think it worked really well in the Council of Elrond, as like every character got their lines as they were facing the crowd. I thought that was pretty cool.
Fucked it. They stopped Gimli before he hit the ring with his axe. Dude. Yeah, I was like, nah, don't be like that.
They totally could have made him hit it and then like throw the axe backwards out of his hands and like jump backwards.
Yeah, and just like strobe the lights as he does it. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah. But overall, not bad. I thought they did. Yeah, sure. I'm happy with the 6. Solid 6.
Yeah. That's out of 10. Sorry, not out of 5.
6 out of 10. Yeah,
yeah.
It wasn't that good. I thought they did really well, like setting up each of the sets without you noticing, using their lighting.
Oh yeah, like the transitions.
Yeah, stuff would just appear,
really
and
nice.
you're like, "Holy fuck! How'd they get that there?"
yeah. Yeah, that kind of thing was really cool. Which just goes to show that it is a professional production.
Yeah.
I think that has just been let down with shitty writing, dude. Oh,
for sure.
I think even fans of, I think I quizzed Steph about some things. I don't think she had seen Lord of the Rings. I quizzed her about a few things afterwards.
Yeah,
and she had a similar response to some of the characters being, not particularly likable or, and when you have 9 characters in a fellowship, obviously it's difficult, but still.
So
Two
Sam
of them
had
die
some
straight away.
Yeah, exactly.
One comes back, but different gravy.
Yeah. Sam had some questions because she hadn't seen it, so I answered them.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I could tell there's like quite a few bits that like they were just words; they didn't make sense." And I was like, "Yeah, those are probably bits that are like, clear references to the book or the movie."
Yeah, and that have 15 minutes of dialogue in the films about it.
Yeah, correct. And you say the thing, and it to those who know, awesome. To those who don't, it's like, well, whatever. Bit strange. But yeah, I'm not a huge musical fan, so it was fine. And that being said, I'll leave your expert opinion as the music men on how they did. But I thought them playing the instruments and stuff was pretty good.
Yeah.
The only other musicals I've seen are either school productions or The Lion King in Sydney. So
The Lions don't play the instruments.
no, pretty broad spectrum.
No. Yeah.
I got both ends.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I like it when the actors are also the musos.
Mm-hmm.
Sam had his guitar and whatnot.
Yep,
that was nice.
Yeah, he ditched the cast iron pots for the guitar, which was not too bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad trade. I just wish he used it as a weapon.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Would have been sick. But yeah, if you had to pay for it, don't. I think a 6 is pretty much like a. You're not really recommending anyone to see it for a 6.
If it was,
if I ate food somewhere and was like, that's a 6 out of 10, I'm never recommending that to someone, and that's like a $20 recommendation as opposed to like a $70 recommendation.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I was going to say, yeah, if it was like $20, sure. $30, sure.
Yeah.
$50 is probably the line. Like, I definitely wouldn't recommend it for it being over $50. Somewhere, maybe $40 is the actual line of, if it was under $40, go see it. It's fine. Like, it's good enough for that. But it was a not bad night out. It was entertaining enough.
Yeah, it was something different. I wouldn't see it again.
No.
And I don't think anyone should have any FOMO about not seeing it either.
No,
Just if you have any FOMO, watch the films.
Yeah, certainly don't fly to Singapore to see the last stop of it.
Unless you're trying to double it up with like the Grand Prix. I don't know when that is.
Yeah,
but
unless you're already in town
special,
and you've got nothing better to do.
Just happen to have a stopover.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, one thing that I turned to you and made you laugh. They rolled out this huge harp, and my mind immediately went to Guinness.
Yeah. It was just sat in the back for so long, and there was no light on it. It was the silhouette of the Guinness logo.
Yeah, just looked exactly the same, and I was like, hell yeah, I can go for one of those right now.
They didn't have any.
They didn't have any, unfortunately.
No.
Unfortunately. But Sam did see my Barleyman Butterbeer's Prancing Pony shirt before the show.
Sam Wise Gamgee, the actual actor, not his wife.
In character,
by the same name.
Yes. My wife didn't love the shirt, I'll be honest. But Sam Wise Gamgee did love it pre-show.
The target demographic liked it. That's okay.
Yeah. That's the main thing.
Yeah. That was funny. Having a dude walk out, not being quite certain initially if it was just some bloke,
just a patron
who had dressed up enough, a lot
in
and
character,
complimented your shirt, and then I saw the mic. I was like, if he's leaving, he might just be a, ensemble.
Yep.
And then finding out he was Samwise Gamgee, I was like, oh mate,
pretty good,
the luckiest guy in here, aren't you?
Pretty good. Best bit of the night was probably the battered sausage that I got beforehand.
Oh, I would have liked one of those.
We stopped in to get some food at is it Treetops, that shopping centre? The one that's near Burleigh.
Burleigh.
Yeah. And we went to we were like, we'll get just red roaster or whatever's here.
British chippy.
So, and then we saw the British chippy there. So we got that. We got fish and chips and a big battered sausage, which was amazing. There was so much batter on it. It was so crispy. Very good.
Just quietly, Sushi Honba is right there as well.
Okay.
Really good if you got more time because they've got the iPads and you just eat far too much sushi. Yeah.
Very good.
Do you want to be negative about some other things?
What was that?
Do you want to be negative about some other things?
Sure.
Yeah, on a different list?
Sure, yeah.
Do you have a butcher this week?
I do. What have I put in here?
Oh no, I meant like a sponsor. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know who does it. I don't know who the butcher is for the local free range pork farmer. So I'll say Hogan Farms butcher of the week. I went and got a ham from another ham from there this week. Very good stuff.
How much is a whole ham from local country butcher?
$90, but it's 6 kilos, so it's $15 a kilo.
That probably lasts you a good fair chunk of time.
5 days, yeah.
Oh no.
I guess set it up next to my work desk and I just shave pieces off all day.
You've got it like full on in one of those like ham on spin
stand,
things
yeah.
with your long filleting knife.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Every sentence that I speak, I just shave a piece off and have it.
Rude not to.
Yeah. I guess I'll start with parity in the AFL, and this will come to a stat that I've got later. The AFL currently is just half good teams and half bad teams. So we've got like 6 rounds to go. So we've figured it out pretty much on who's going to play finals. There's one spot left up for grabs, really.
Don't skip ahead. It's not the D's.
It's not the D's, that's for sure. So that's my start.
Nice. I'm gonna throw golf attire in. This is a self-nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Went to play golf with Daniel and 2 of my cousins at the Pines on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And upon reading their dress code, I found that I wasn't allowed sneakers in the restaurant, so I wore boots.
Right.
And upon reading the dress code, I found I wasn't allowed to wear football stuff. And the one polo shirt I brought is a Hawks media polo.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, shit, all right, Daniel, can I borrow a golf shirt? I'll pick you up. I'll totally remember to borrow a golf shirt because I'll walk into your house wearing a T-shirt. And so then I will leave your house
wearing
correct golf attire.
Yeah.
I did not. And so I had to buy one off the rack.
Yep.
So now I'm the proud owner of the Pines Golf Club shirt.
Very good.
From the discount rack, thankfully.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's right.
It's a very bright color. And yeah, half price was still $50. I don't know who's paying $100 for a polo shirt. And then, yeah, so the boots got me into the restaurant just fine for lunch.
Yep.
Pretty good club sandwich, would recommend.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got pulled up for wearing boots when I was about to tee off. Luckily, Dan had worn sneakers and then changed into his golf shoes.
Yep.
So I borrowed Dan's. I think they're Air Force style sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Dan, very much for allowing me to squeeze into your shoes.
Just so an absolute man.
Play the golf. Yeah. Yep. I was like, I'm doing the right thing because I want to get into the restaurant.
Yep.
I didn't see on the thing that there was no boots allowed on the golf course. Like they're not like, not that they were like woody boots or anything. They're very casual boots.
Yep. Look,
so I didn't think I was going to be doing any damage, and it was kind of a wet day too. So I was like, well, I'm not going to get my white shoes dirty, am I?
Yeah.
Anyway,
look, I don't know. Act like you've been here before, I guess.
The previous time I didn't go into the restaurant, and so I just wore sneakers.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Funnily enough, all the golf shoes in the shop look like sneakers.
Curious.
So, and you're allowed to wear those into the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I should have just worn sneakers.
Interesting.
I just fucked myself.
Interesting. I got another one for Big J Journos covering Matt Rao, essentially not giving a fuck about the umpire contact rules that have come out of additional fines and possible suspensions of any more contact with the umpires. It, asked in press conference if he sort of changed anything in his approach. He said no. And the journalist was like, if he makes contact with an umpire, he should get weeks. Then it's like, fucking give it a rest, eh? And on loop behind their panel of journalism, was the big screen behind them playing Matt Rao using the umpire at a centre bounce as a bit of a screen to get away from his tagger. Meanwhile, the tagger had held him 3 times in the clip, including arm fully around and a couple of fistfuls of jumper pulled away from his body. But it's probably an issue that Matt Rao was using was stepping around where the umpire was going.
Well, he was trying to run into the umpire to draw some attention to the fact that he was being held.
Yeah, exactly. Good thing there's not 3 other umpires on the field to pay attention.
They all look away at the centre bounce.
Yeah, it's just the bouncing umpire that bounces it and then runs directly backwards to see what's going on.
Well, they're watching the 666.
Sure,
the other umpires, so they're facing into all the 50.
Yeah,
they're facing both heads. Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of people, plenty of journalists up in arms about him. I don't know, flirting with danger, and one of them was like, "Oh, if the player playing on him, make sure he hits the umpire, push him into him." It's like, if you read the rules, if you cause another player to run into the umpire, you're also liable for that one. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. You can't just push players into the umpires to get free kicks. So yeah. Bit of
would have been such a good strategy.
Yeah, just do that constantly.
Yeah, easy. This is actually shitless territory, but my next one is Tom Lynch,
right?
For getting grumpy on a football field,
just completely losing it.
Yeah, just absolutely losing it. We get it. You're bad and your team's bad, but there's no need to get violent against a good team.
Yeah.
Referring to when he punched Dawson. He punched Dawson, didn't he?
I'm trying to think of who it was.
One of the big backmen for Adelaide.
Yeah.
And look, if you watch the video, he comes in swinging.
Mm-hmm.
And then the defense is can't possibly have punched him because I've got fused joints in my middle finger, which means I can't clench my fist entirely. So if you whack someone while like this, that's not a punch.
Yeah,
you've got 4/5 of your fingers clenched.
Yeah, you've given him a one finger slap.
Yeah, yeah. Which I just think is, they obviously didn't get the Noah Bolter lawyer.
No, certainly,
for that.
Yeah, they're certainly cheaped out on that one. They spent all their lawyer money on his lawyer, and didn't have any left in the kitty, unfortunately.
Noah Bolter, I think, would have been playing that game, judging by time of day as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't see in the game footage because he was at the other end of the field.
Yeah.
But as soon as he started seeing a conflict, fans at the ground were saying he immediately started bolting for it. He was just so excited to get in a tussle and not have to go to prison.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, bit silly. Talks of people saying, "Oh yeah, Tom Lynch clubs should be looking for Tom Lynch." He's like, he's 31 and perpetually injured. Probably not.
What, like clubs should buy him?
Should be targeting him to
trading for him
to sign him. Yeah, I was like,
no,
you'd be so silly.
That's so silly.
Yeah.
I thought, to be fair, I thought Jack Darlington North was silly, but he's clearly just getting the vibes.
Yeah, it's worked out well there.
Yeah. But
I think it's attitude.
Jack Darling is a culture pick.
Yeah, there's an attitude difference.
Yeah, a pretty extreme attitude difference, I think. Yeah, Tom Lynch is not passing the vibe check.
No.
And unfortunately, he's already influencing a young team.
Yes.
So,
yes. Correct. And your last butcher of the week.
Oh. I've got it down here as some lady.
Okay.
This is late mail. Mr. Jack Hill was watching the television prior to Origin this evening. It's Origin night, I guess, potentially.
Yes, it is. I forgot it's on.
Okay, cool. Thanks. And so on 9 News today, there was a family shown of Queenslanders, and honestly, it doesn't matter which side they're on, but they're so incredibly nuts about something that happens at most 3 times a year. We're talking bedrooms in maroon, living room in maroon. Some of these fixtures look more permanent than just bring them out for Origin time of year. And this lady said that when she was in hospital to give birth to her son, they said they were going to have to, what's the thing you do to
induce?
There's a word. Induce. Thank you. We're going to have to induce. You're going to have to give birth, and her concern was she'd miss Origin.
That's dedication, that's for sure. You just watch it on your phone.
It's rugby league. You don't have to watch it.
What if you just put ABC's Grandstand's Call of the Origin on? How's that sound?
What's Suncorp Stadium in ABC Grandstand speak?
Lang Park.
Brisbane Stadium. Oh, no, that makes... Yes. I have heard that before.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's just shocking. I hated it. It's not even like it actually matters.
Not really, you know.
It's not even the grand final of anything. Technically, it's a friendly.
You're not wrong.
It means less than the Nations League, and we know how I feel about the Nations League.
You're not wrong. It is, although it's probably. I mean, there's probably some European friendly songs. It'd be up there in being some of the most unfriendliest friendlies that happen every year.
Yeah. Obviously, on a technicality, they do.
Yes.
Do unfriendly things to each other.
Yep. But you're not wrong. It is. It is technically a friendly.
Yeah. So there you go. Everyone has different priorities. Some people's priorities are wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Moving on the shit list is Lord of the Rings: A Musical Tale. I think that's fair.
If you couldn't tell, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Into footy recaps round 17. Thursday night at Marvel, we had North Melbourne, 13-7-85, Western Bulldogs, 2014-134.
A pack of hunting dogs chases their prey for a half of footy before catching them and tearing them to shreds.
Good and true. Melbourne vets inundated with emergency dog visits as 23 Bulldogs come in with gutfuls of shredded kangaroo.
Do you know how long you have to cook kangaroo to make it shredded? It's pretty lean, dude.
It's so lean. It's so lean.
Longer than a game of footy. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's a 2-second or 5-hour sort of meat.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Anywhere in between, and you're chewing.
It's it's a hammer it thin and fry it for 2 seconds, or cook it for forever.
Mm-hmm. Cook it in its own fur over a open fire.
What's the Hawaiian thing where they bury the pig? Luau. There you go. Just do a luau with a kangaroo. We'll just toss it on with some banana leaves.
Seems like a lot of effort. Just chuck it on there. It'll be all right.
And you have to deal with the smell of burning kangaroo fur.
Oh, well. It is what it is.
Each to their own.
Yeah. All right. Friday night at the MCG. AFL's El Clasico.
It's not what you want from an El Clasico.
Some would say. It certainly wasn't a throw out the record books. These two teams don't like each other sort of match. Carlton 8-11-59, Collingwood 17-13, 115.
Just as expected.
Yep.
Mine's more of a rant.
Okay.
I've got at least 2 rants today. Blues players need to spend less time getting cupping therapy and more time learning how to play footy. Because I've noticed this before on which De Koning brother do they have? Sam. Yeah.
If
if I just sort by hitouts.
Tom. They got the other one.
Fuck. Yeah, so Tom De Koning, I often see him with cupping scars or bruises or whatever.
Yep.
And then I noticed that someone else, when I was reading the match report, the Carlton player who is visibly sad in the background while Lockie Sullivan's celebrating celebrating his goal, has cupping scars on him. Dr. Mike Ezratel, I don't know, the best sports scientist on the internet, has many a time said it does nothing. So I'm going to go with these fucking idiots need to spend their money on maybe a football coach. What would you say the guy's name was? The kicking coach?
Oh, yeah, the kicking consultant. Yeah.
Kicking consultant, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, spend their time potentially not lying on a massage bed, having hot cups put on them.
Yeah.
And maybe learn what to do with the football. Because given the clearance count, they should have had more of the football.
True. So what you're potentially saying is less cracking in the locker rooms and more cracking on with the footy on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or from a really toxic standpoint, you have to actually earn your fucking self-care, dude. You gotta grind before you can get the recovery center vibes going. So
fair enough. I had Blues bludgeoned in Dacos demolition as Pies mixed stay at the top of the ladder.
And he did kick a few goals too. So that's as expected. I've got no more on that.
No, it was this round that was top v bottom. All the games. So
no,
was it not?
Sydney Freo was a tougher pick.
Yes, it was a tougher pick, but they were still top v bottom because they haven't changed positions on the ladder. Top 9 versus bottom 9.
Yes, sorry.
Yep. But yes, that was the only close one, and don't skip ahead. It made sense given their ladder position, 9v10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are we up to? That's right. We had
Giants.
We had a Friday night double header in two different time zones on opposite sides of the country that overlapped after starting, 20 minutes after the other one.
Which fucks me off because they're more than happy to have a West Coast game at, like
Sunday evening,
7 p.m. on a Sunday.
Wrap it up for us. What we didn't have?
I don't know.
More than 2 games on Sunday.
Was it just Crows Melbourne?
We had Crows Melbourne and Sydney and Fremantle. Sunday footy was all done by 6 o'clock. When you could have just rolled into a Perth game.
No, I'm actually okay with not watching footy on 7 p.m. on Sunday. Let's get ready for the week time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't really want to watch West Coast play footy, but I certainly can't watch them if they're on the same time as
if they're on the same time as the other game. Yeah.
Anyway, Optus Stadium, Friday night, West Coast Eagles 8-4-52, Giants 16-15, 111. Happy birthday!
I've definitely gone for more. 11th birthday. I've definitely gone with more of a vibe of what happened as opposed to a play-by-play.
Sure.
Giants walk into the Eagles' nest, steal their eggs, shit on the floor, and then leave.
Oh, pretty good. I said we should all come together and give Finn a Callahan after his gigantic performance in burning wet toast.
They are about as structurally stable as wet toast right now, aren't they?
They're bad.
Yeah.
They're really bad. Really not good.
They're not good. Harley Reid is totally just going to slip out on them, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
so gone.
He's absolutely Aaron Francising out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Horn Francis,
yes.
I call him Aaron, dude.
Although
it's not even his first name.
He has already lasted longer than him, at least. He's officially passed one season.
Yeah.
All right.
It was just last season that we were bad, I promise.
Saturday afternoon at essentially the crack of dawn, 12:35. We almost had morning footy. It started so early. Marvel, Essendon 11-8-74, Gold Coast 18-7, 115.
I was up at like 4. I think we left at 4:30 or something. So this was early evening footy.
Mm-hmm.
I literally went to bed at 7 p.m. Saturday. So actually, I think I was asleep already at 7 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's my other rant. After an opening round postponement, these two sides finally met for the first time. But no, this was not the postponed game. This was meant to be the second time these two sides have met. Suns win, and given that they've won the away fixture, let's just give them the home game as well, without having to watch Essendon fuck about and try and win.
I think that's a great idea. Let's just skip ahead.
Yeah.
Save them playing again at the end of the season. Give everyone the same break heading into finals. Just give them the 4 points. 4 points and, I don't know, let's just play it fair. 1 percentage point increase.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Because you can't argue that it would actually be unfair.
Mm.
You legitimately can't. Even other teams that are like, oh, but you've played one less game than us.
Yeah.
It would be more unfair for the Suns if they already lock in finals at that point,
Yes.
to then have to play
Another game.
a game in the bye week.
Yeah. Yep.
Before finals. It'd be, yeah. And you just got to look at the actual impact of that. So tough shit.
I said Bombers caught out after wings melt off from flying too close to the Suns.
Oh, that's a you had that one set and prepped for opening round, didn't you?
Yeah. Dusted that one off.
Blow out the dust. Yeah,
Was a close game. I think it was only 3-point lead to the Suns at 3/4 time, and then they just dump and burn them, and point to 6 goals 2 or 6 goals 3.
Yeah, it really sauced up. I think I was listening at that point as they started reining them in.
Yep.
So that was nice.
I've done a lot of a bit more listen. I listened to this whole game because I wasn't able to watch it. Android 16's come out on Google Pixel, and the Foxtel app doesn't operate on Android 16. In fact, the last version I have on my phone is a beta version that supports Android 15 use. So I just can't watch footy on my phone on the Saturday anymore.
Brutal.
So I just listen. That's fine. Free Zach Merritt.
Let him go.
40 disposals.
He's giving Gary Ablett at the Suns.
Yeah.
The problem is he doesn't have a spiritual home to go to. He's already there and they're shit.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
So if he leaves anywhere now, he can be looked at as a bit of a you were so close to that guy vibes, you know. As long as he's been there for far too long.
Yeah.
Oh, he's older than us too. Poor fella.
Rough. Very rough. All right, should we move on to the next game?
Yeah, I was looking for 2014.
I was a little worried, I'll be honest, at 3/4 time, but then again, I wasn't. I was like, this should be fine. And then the Suns won by 40. So
yeah, just kind of got to let
figure it out.
Let the journey happen.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay, in Geelong, we had Geelong 18-16, 124, Richmond 7-10, 52.
Yeah. Oh, did Tom Lynch play? Probably not, hey?
No, I believe he got 4 games?
5 games? 3, 4, 5? Anyway, I've got a story in Nature versus Nurture. The large jungle cats humbled by the house cats who have been raised as killers.
Very good. I initially went down that line and then I struck through. I was like, no, let's do something a little bit
the
different.
same thing every time. So
yeah. I had cats catch big cats napping at cattery. I was like, let's not do that. Let's just be silly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're a silly little goose, aren't you?
11-9 to 2-4 at halftime.
Yeah.
And no coming back from there.
Not good.
I guess.
Sorry, was that a 5-game confirmed sussy for Tom Lynch?
Yes, correct. The Cats just killed them with a C.
Okay. We'll allow it.
And then, this was the bit that really irked me. Was it? Did we have a? Yeah, we had a double up on Saturday night too.
Yeah, well, they weren't fucking around.
Yeah, let's just fucking ruin everyone's weekend. You know what? You can't watch free-to-air footy on Saturday, and there's no option to watch more than one channel at a time on Foxtel. So I guess you better have KO if you want to watch Saturday night footy.
Yeah. I didn't have any problems because I was literally asleep at 7 p.m.
Yep.
So this didn't affect me the slightest.
Mm-hmm. In Brisbane, 18-12, 120. Port Adelaide, 14-8, 92.
I've got two very punchy ones. Catcher Ken
Yep.
and Power Pepper playing at MetLife in his spare time. Second ACL in as many years.
Rough.
Yeah.
And I had Ken's outage imminent as Lions pull plug on the power.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can only assume that Peps didn't have a major ACL last season because then he would have got surgery and then surely he would have gone through the appropriate rehab and not done it again. Oh, no. People have two knees.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same one.
Yeah. And Sam Naismith exists too. Former Sydney Ruckman who just did his ACL consecutively for 4 years in a row.
Yeah, and you found this out because I was looking to see if Josh Rochelle actually had done his ACL or not. And it was it just seemed like anti-Port Adelaide media because the article was about Josh Rochelle.
Yeah.
And then oh, by the way, Sam Power Pepper's fucked. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, Ken is literally having the farewell tour from hell. So tough shit.
Tough way to go out, that's for sure. He's AC/DCing his way out. I'll put it that way.
I'm very glad. Look, I'm never glad that anyone injures themselves, but if you had to take Port Adelaide without Pal Pepper or Port Adelaide with Pal Pepper, you'd choose to play them without him.
Oh, for sure.
And Hock Port is coming up soon.
Nice, good timing.
Hock Port 2. Well, actually, in the current cinematic universe, I guess it's Hock Port 3. Based on the current rivalry.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, and then at Marvel, lots of action at Marvel this weekend. There was actually a doubleheader on Saturday. Hence why that first game was so early. I thought they'd give the MCG a break after Friday night.
Yeah, it's tough. They got to get ready for the summer of cricket in fucking 6 months, dude.
True.
Yeah.
We had St Kilda 10-14-74, Hawthorn 14-10-94.
Josh battled through some Saints booze in the Hawks' cruisy victory over his old side. His ex-team just jealous that his new team is so much hotter.
I like it. Good one.
You seem to be still thinking about it.
I'm
not sure if you do like it.
I was thinking of Booze Cruise.
Yeah. You're thinking of good times.
Yeah. Those two words just instantly magneted together in my mind.
Nice.
And I've got a little two-parter. Simply hashtag free Nasiah is the first part. And then
40-something disposals.
Yeah, building off that, I had Lil Nas with an extreme disposals count as the Saints baby is becoming one of the industry's best.
Yeah. He loves the ball.
He certainly does. 33 kicks.
He does line up at halfback, doesn't he?
Yep, 1,000-meter gain.
Yeah.
He was, I don't know, a goal away from being great. He had 3 behinds. So clearly a bit of time up forward too.
Actually.
Just go somewhere else for your own sanity, please.
There is contract talk up right now because I just googled him.
Mm-hmm.
Deadline over Saints' huge $1.4 million contract call as rebuild fears laid bare.
Yep.
The biggest contract decision at Murabin since Plugger. You heard it here first.
Look, sometimes you got to just help yourself. Like, you got to be selfish at times, and this is one of those times. You don't want to be tied to St Kilda for the next 8 years.
Yeah, look, if it's good enough for Tony Lockett to ask to leave,
Yeah.
I think you're allowed to leave. But like St Kilda don't rebuild effectively without him.
They need something going in their favour.
Unless they Liverpool it. If he's the Coutinho and then you sell him for 140 million,
Yep.
and you buy 3 key area players that are undervalued.
Yep.
Because otherwise you just yeah.
You got to. Yeah, maybe they've got to wait a few. They've got to lock him in and wait a few years, lock him into an 8-year deal, and then trade him to Tassie as soon as they come to the comp for like 3 first-round picks or something like that.
Oh, and just kind of
like 2 and 2, like 2 first rounds
make your
immediately.
fans hate themselves until then.
two in the following year, like something like that. That's the only way they'll be able to do that. Otherwise, like we've seen this. You can't rebuild with. And like you got to rebuild with everyone. Everyone's got to be in it. You can't just rebuild with an person. It doesn't work.
I mean, like he's 22. Obviously, you can very much. He can be there.
Sure.
It's just you need to somehow hold on to that talent, and also
get him some help.
Get a bunch of other people that actually like the football.
Yeah.
Difficult.
Mm-hmm. Very difficult. All right, moving on. Sunday footy at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Sydney 14-10-94. Fremantle 12-11-83.
After completely shitting the bed in last year's grand final after a mostly dominant home and away season, the Swans have opted to take the reverse approach and surprise everyone late in the season by trying to squeeze into finals. They're making a bit of a push.
A little bit. Not. I mean, probably almost dead.
Too little, too late.
I don't know if they're mathematically dead yet, but
no, anything's possible.
Anything's still possible.
They're still in it,
but possible.
Incredibly unlikely.
And I just had shoddy goal kicking sinks Dockers in Darling Harbour.
Yeah.
They kicked.
You don't hate to see it though. It's a good result for both the Suns and Hawthorn.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because Sydney are quick maths 3 wins and percentage points outside the 8.
Yep.
So,
and it would have
while not mathematically impossible, it's very difficult.
Yes, correct. What was I going to say? The Dockers kicked, what was it? 2-5. 2 goals 5 in the last quarter.
Yeah, you fucking hate that.
Yeah. Certainly wouldn't be happy about it. And wrapping us up, Adelaide Oval, Adelaide 13-12-90, Melbourne 11-11-77.
What did I say before the show about this?
You just didn't have anything, I think.
Oh yeah, because Melbourne are done.
Yes,
pack it up.
That's right.
I'm over that.
That's what you said. Yep. You're over them. Just pack it up.
Yeah.
Don't bother. And I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I had Demons left wishing their first quarter accuracy was better, as 11-11 not enough to knock Crows from their top 4 nest.
Nice.
A 1-goal 6 start for the D's.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the Crows did kick more behind, so
Correct. Crows pretty not bad.
Yeah. I still don't know if I like them as their ladder position suggests, though, because I'd take Geelong over them.
They're unconvincing. I feel you. Are they just doing it quietly? I don't really know. Are they? I think they've, from memory, they've flat track bullied their way to the top a little bit, I believe. I mean, they beat Brisbane just. All their other big wins.
Was that when Brisbane were on their way back down again?
I believe so. Yeah, by 5. All their big wins, their percentage boosters were big against bad teams.
Yeah. Dude, imagine beating on shitty teams.
Giants.
Hawks would never do that.
Yeah, they've sort of flat track bullied their way to the top. That's probably why they're unconvincing. Big matchup against the Bulldogs this week. And then the Mac Andrew revenge game that they had already circled after that. Showdown.
Really fucking hammered Sydney. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Hock again. Percentage booster against the Eagles, Pies, and then the Roos. So
that'll be Hock at Adelaide. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Last one was close.
So they probably have... they've probably got I'd say maybe one of the easiest finishes for the year as well.
You're excluding Hock.
Yeah. I mean, there is tough games there, but they also have some absolute layups and percentage boosters tied in there too. So, you know. Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, Dogs, though. That's
yeah,
ahead.
They've got a bit of a mixed bag. Not enough to... I don't think there's enough to really knock them down too much of a peg. That being said,
no.
3rd to 9th is 1 game difference. So, you know, anything's possible, but their percentage is very high.
It's all good. Hock are going to smack them.
Yep.
Don't you worry. I don't like having to play the Pies in this run-in. That's no fun. Hock might have one of the not easy, but I think it's slightly better than the Adelaide's run-in.
I'm sure there's got to be a list somewhere. I'm certain.
Yeah. Anyway,
a little bit of, I guess, news or stats. This is the first time ever in the 18-team era that there's been a 3-game gap between the top and bottom half of the ladder. Just kind of wild.
Huh. The first time ever.
Yep. And Matt Rowell is officially the winningest 100-game Suns player in history. 46% win rate. Yeah.
He's the GOAT. Well, sorry, he's the bull.
Yes. Correct. Good correction. And that's all I've got for that. Should we do...
yeah, I used my news as Butcher of the Week, so...
Sure, yeah. Shoes, you had Hock? Hock and Hock?
I had Hock 2. Hock 1 and Hock 2. Total of 12 on the old... I
see.
So I was trying to... Because we've had 2 weeks of tips.
Oh, yeah.
That's I couldn't remember what you did last week, because obviously you didn't send me your tips.
I didn't. Like you said, you can have Hock. I was just going to do Suns again, I believe, after I saw what was on.
Well, I mean, they won, and it's pretty likely, so you get Suns and Suns.
Suns and Suns. Yeah.
I don't know what the margins are, though, so...
was...
This was just my working.
Gotcha.
And then
19 and
yeah,
41.
Kiss of Death has had a bad time.
Yeah, correct. I think, yeah, bad time both weeks for Kiss of Death, for sure. So, a couple losses, whatever it was. Suns and
Couple
Suns.
big losses.
What have we got? 68 for the Tigers and 59 for the Eagles in those weeks. Suns and Suns sounds like a, I don't know, dodgy law firm.
I hate it.
Okay.
I'm changing it to Suns and Sun.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Tips out.
It's Carlton Brisbane Lions Thursday, Marvel Stadium. It's Brisbane.
Brisbane.
53 points.
What's the line? I'm going to say 40. The line is...
What is the line?
26.5. Interesting. Back Brisbane to cover that, I think.
They know something we don't.
Maybe. Final straw game for Vossi, maybe. His players actually get up for him.
I saw some people blaming the players the other day. I thought that's a nice change.
That is actually a nice change. That's refreshing.
Yeah. Sorry, I just got the most ominous email of all time, which any Australian will know is new MyGov inbox message.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of those floating around.
And it's like, thanks. I guess you're just letting me know I can probably do my tax return now.
Yeah. Or
just say that.
Or big
scam. Say that, dude. It can't. Oh no, this is that. This is the
legit.
real one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's the whole email. It says that you have a new inbox, like a MyGov thing.
Okay.
It says nothing else, which
no
means
links or
it's
anything.
legitimate, which is why it fucking shits me in the tears.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, first ever Friday night game on the Gold Coast in the Suns' history. Suns hosting the Pies. Very even odds.
Suns. Yeah, I'm actually genuinely quite surprised at these odds.
I mean, the Pies are very good. Suns are, better at home, but not unbeatable so far this year.
See, the thing is,
if the Suns play well, they can win it. I'll just say that.
They can, but
Pies will essentially have a home ground advantage. We all know this.
They will have a home ground advantage. I'm going to tip the Pies. I would like to see Gold Coast win.
So it'll be a second long Friday for me in a row, going up and back for that. But I'm thinking a little broadcast went out to the Sun Screamers chat group thing to say, wear your predominantly red merch if you can, because there's going to be a lot of black and white.
Yeah.
It's going to be between 12 and 11 degrees when this starts, so I may take an hoodie. I reckon I might take a Suns hoodie
cozy.
In I think my designated seat is like third row, right behind the goals as well. So I'll be in an hoodie under a big flag, under multiple big flags probably. Might even try and get...
Anyone else end up going? Is Daniel going?
I think so. I believe so.
He'll be sitting in the other section probably though, won't he?
Yeah, wherever those seats are. Maybe behind the goals, perhaps. Yeah. Might see if I can sneak it to a front row, get a flogger, get one of the things, swing it up and down. Yeah,
nice. If you're front row, you're further away from the drum as well.
Also true. And the Sun Screamers section will be compressed forward as well, so they can sell the seats at the back of the thing too. So unless the drummer is standing on the platform at the back, I will want to be as far away from that as possible. I might have to go.
Hopefully, he's standing on the back.
I might have to go noise cancelling headphones with ABC grandstand call. Full,
just not big over ear ones because you'll look like you actually have some.
I was going to say no, full over ears, as neurodivergent as possible.
Yeah,
you stand there and clap.
Oh,
Let me get the Suns.
It'd be a look in your hoodie, like people would.
Oh yeah, they'd have some questions. That's for sure.
They wouldn't be able to ask them because you wouldn't be able to hear them.
Great point.
Yeah.
All right. Marvel.
Are you tipping the Suns?
I am tipping the Suns.
Yeah, nice.
Bold strategy, but someone's got to do it. Marvel, Western Bulldogs, Adelaide.
I got bullies.
Reality check for the Crows, mayhaps. Another top team.
I think you look at the midfield battle and you go, Bulldogs.
Yep,
for sure.
And do the Crows have an answer for Sam Darcy and the resurgence of Aaron Norton, who's taken off given he doesn't have the best defender on him every week?
That's the trick. That's actually his life hack. Yeah. Which don't skip ahead, but we can probably look forward to Chol resurging as soon as Mitch Lewis is back in the side too, even though Chol has been playing well. Can you imagine Chol without the best big defender on him?
Yeah, returning snag bagger, Mitch Lewis, but actually pick Chol for when Mitch Lewis is back.
Yeah. It'll be sick. But yeah, I don't think the Crows have answers.
I think
for that. I think they're definitely they will play well. I think they're not a
should be a good game.
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to get at they still feel like more of a sum of the parts is greater than
you
know.
I'm going to go to the Bulldogs.
especially with their defenders.
Yeah,
they give me. We're all here to actually do our bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. At NG Stadium, Giants hosting the Cats. Another top 8 clash.
I think $1.74 for the Cats is ridiculously free money.
It's dubious, isn't it? But they're still the favourites.
I don't know what do they know?
Yeah. Maybe Bailey.
It's exactly the same odds as Suns Collingwood.
Yeah, Bailey Smith out with nostril awareness again, perhaps.
Nostril awareness, yeah. Even then, I think you still have to take Geelong.
Yeah. I would agree. All right, MCG. I got a Sash matchup.
There's a scheduling error here.
Mm-hmm.
In the way that there's a little half an hour overlap.
Yep.
But the great part of Richmond Essendon is that you don't have to watch it.
Yeah, this is very few fans at the ground, and must miss TV.
Yeah, it's bad, but Essendon will win.
Yes. I think that's pretty definitive. And if you want a much, much, much better game of footy to watch at the same time, Optus Stadium, Dockers Hawks will be a good one.
It's Hawks for me.
Hawks, probably.
Oh, Mitch Lewis might be in, dude. Oh. Lewis and Deere both kicked 3 last week in the VFL.
Tough decisions. Selection squeeze.
Yeah, it is tough because this is one of those ones that you don't want to drop points to because of how it squeezes everyone below you.
Yep.
So it's tough on both accounts.
Mm-hmm. Hawks for me. Back to MCG on Sunday. Melbourne versus North Melbourne.
Melbourne. I
I
sprinkle North Melbourne. Put $5 on it.
yeah, a few weeks back, I could have been convinced to sprinkle North Melbourne. They're bad again. Melbourne's not good, but North Melbourne is just flat out bad again.
Mm.
So
yeah, they did play two good teams in the last fortnight.
They did. To be fair to them, they did.
But it's still rough to tip them, especially with our tipping records.
Yeah, correct. And probably skip it anyway. You know, go to lunch on Sunday and just forget about the footy for a bit. Crosstown, we've got St Kilda hosting Sydney. Maybe a little trial run to see how Nasai might fit in amongst the Swans, perhaps. Get him and the Lizard coming off half back each.
Oh. Lethal. Yeah, no, I've got I think I've got the Swans. I don't trust either of them at the moment.
Yeah. Papley probably done for the season again, hamstring. But yeah, got to take the Swans.
He's getting old. At least he can go to Greece early.
That's true. More time to punt on the horses.
Yeah, so for all of you that were waiting for him to be on holiday before you order him up on Swish, next week, I guess, you can probably get him in the sun and the Greek Isles.
And finishing off the round, Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide, West Coast.
It's Port Adelaide.
Probably Port Adelaide.
It's the save Kent Hinkley special.
Yeah, the every 3 rounds play a bad team just to make him not completely throw in the towel before the end of the season. It's
legitimately genius. It's great scheduling. Yeah. I'm sending you the tips now before I forget.
Sure.
I'm all over it.
And we can't shoe in. Who can't we shoe in? Could even be that game. It is.
It might have been
Port Adelaide. I'm going to shoe in Brisbane. Nice and early tomorrow.
Get it out of the way.
Yep.
Smart man.
Against the Blues.
I've closed that tab already. Or did I? Need to make sure I actually press submit on my tips too. I hadn't. Good thing I went back.
Yep.
Look, I'd like to run back Hawk, but I'm not going to.
Be ballsy.
Because it's tough odds. Oh, yeah, you picked the easiest one, didn't you? I mean, because
yep.
I don't really want to wait until Sunday for the Demons.
Yeah.
I also don't really want to shoe in the Demons.
No.
Or Essendon.
Sunday Scaries and you've got to watch the Demons? No, thanks.
There's literally zero upside.
What you could just do the Bombs and forget about it.
I don't want to be potentially double sad on Saturday.
What if you just shoot in the Dockers? Emotional edge.
Oh, you're just trying to get ahead of me on the shoe-in list. Oh, you bastard. I might take...
Reality check. Bulldogs?
Demons. No, I'm going to take Demons.
Oh, okay. He's going to face them.
Yeah.
And we can't... It'd be rude to give him West Coast, all right? Kiss of death. North Melbourne?
No, you get the head-to-head, I reckon give him Carlton.
Okay. All right.
It's more fun.
Sure. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's see who the boys get up for.
Because that is still shit tier, to be fair.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. What else we got? Nothing hockey. Hockey's done. NBA. SGA signed a 4-year contract worth $285 million. Super maximum contract. Works out to be $868,000 per game.
One more. Oh, no, I can see it. Okay, 868.9.
Yep.
000.
Yep. Per game.
Fucking me.
Just a bit of change.
Average minutes played?
40? I think someone broke it down, and it was literally like $1,700 a second or something.
Oh, it's too many seconds.
Like, it was ridiculous. If someone worked it out that there's, I think, a total of like 5 billionaires in Oklahoma, in the state of Oklahoma, and if he stays at the Thunder his whole career and signs another supermax after this one's done, and then I think like another one after that, he'll be the sixth billionaire in the state of Oklahoma.
Is that just because the income tax is bad?
But I don't know. Probably. There's not a lot going on as well. I think they've got a bit of oil. There's no other pro sports there. There's college football, obviously. Yeah,
shit's fucking everywhere. Yeah, it's not a Florida. I think it's fucking insane that they have differing income tax by state.
It is wild.
Yeah,
it is certainly wild. It took me until I was an adult to figure out what the concept of United States means. I.e., it's just many countries that have formed together to make one country, and that's the way they look at it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Rather than states of a country, the way we do it here, where it's like, we're states,
we're actually united.
It's essentially the same.
Yeah,
there's a few differences, but not taxation ones. It is wild,
which is just silly.
It's certainly wild. And a bit of very sad news, if you want to kick us off with that, in the Football In It world.
I thought it would be very fitting to finish the episode with the news that Diogo Jota died, because he was just one of the most clinical finishers out there. Since I should have saved the stat. Since I'm not sure if it was since he went to Liverpool or since he went to Wolves, but he's like in the top 5-ish of minutes per goal in the Prem.
Wow.
I was like, pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so him and his brother, who has a different last name, because of Jota wanting to not be known as Silva, because it's a very common last name for Portuguese people. Passed away in a car crash.
Yeah, not good.
I had no idea he was related to Andre Silva. And Andre Silva was one of those dudes that would always pop up on FIFA because he was like in that perfect gold rating that he'd be in the packs that you're opening for the really big boys.
Yep.
And then you'd be disappointed that you see him. Like he was like 84, 82 area for a while, which is always like the good packs are generally guaranteeing 82 or 84 and above. And you'd get him.
Heavily featured.
Heavily featured. But yeah, tough look. Oasis did a tribute to him, which is pretty nice considering they're Man City fans and
Yeah, it's a bit
documented
surprising.
general hooligan ass kind of characters. So I was genuinely surprised. I was more surprised by that than Everton Football Club being like, our condolences and whatever.
Yeah,
Because obviously a professional organisation is
makes
going to
sense.
be a professional organisation.
Correct.
But yeah, so tough news, and means really if Nunez does go, Liverpool do need to buy a striker. But in positive news, also they paid out his contract or something.
Yeah, I did see they decided to honour his
installments or something.
Yeah, honour his contract and pay it to his family for the next 4 years or whatever is remaining on it, which is a very lovely move. Top club move.
And I think I saw somewhere also they're actually just retiring the number 20.
Classy move.
Which good on him for picking a number that's not as popular with football players, being 1 through 11.
Yep.
But yeah, so you hate to see it. He was one of the good guys. But lots of people have been doing tributes.
Yeah.
With their goal celebrations, even the AFL.
Even the AFL, even the NRL, I believe.
No, I don't care about that. Who was the Carlton player that did it? Motlop.
Yes, no. Jesse Motlop.
Might have been Motlop. Yeah. Just quietly, I'm not sure if he's ever played PlayStation. Because the celebration most people are making reference to is when Jota literally sat down, crossed his legs and pretended to play PlayStation.
Yep.
Because he was a really good FIFA player. He was like literally... Everyone's popping up with their screenshots of like matching against him the night before a Liverpool game. It's like, it's him because the actual pro players get given a special 99 rated version of themselves.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is funny also. That, you professional football player and then you just get essentially cheats in FIFA. But Motlop sits on the ground and, PlayStation controller, maybe about that wide, like roughly a burger size.
Sure, yeah.
Sits there, crosses his legs, and he's like...
He was playing on Switch.
He's playing with... Yeah. I didn't actually consider that. Yeah. Maybe he was playing FIFA on Switch, which doesn't have Ultimate Team because of the gambling, by the way.
Oh, right.
So there's not much point. But yeah, big rip. I'll wear his shirt a lot more now.
Yeah, it's
glad I have
got that one. Very sad news. Anything else?
Not from me.
Cool. Should we flip a coin?
Yeah, you can do. If you feel like it.
All right. Oh, I should probably pull up a spreadsheet to see whose flip it is.
I reckon it's mine.
That's silly of me. I reckon it's probably yours too.
Matt's just contributed to this week's episode.
Has he?
By saying, I reckon Origin is over. Dead serious. Queensland will probably win 9/10 years in a row, abouts, until the end of time. This is the best New South Wales squad versus the worst Queensland, and it's not even close. I guess Queensland's winning right now. There you go.
It is, in fact, your flip.
Nailed it.
Our favourite.
55 seconds ago on Twitter, Queensland 26, New South Wales 24.
There you go.
Sorry.
X.com.
I just 26 to 24, Queensland, 6, New South Wales.
Hell, you butchered the whole thing.
I've got a button for that. Hold on.
X.com, the everything app, everything's happening on X, and you couldn't even get the score right.
Yeah, it's on me.
Yep. All right. Flipping.
I'm ready. Yeah, please do. It's going to be heads today, I think.
Okay. Oh, tough look. That was a pretty decisive call too. You didn't and ah about it. But alas, the odds are not in your favour. Keelan sees himself out. He is 24 and 27 lifetime, 47.06%. We now have 63 heads, 83 tails, and we will see you next week.
Begrudgingly, yeah, I'll be back. This bloody coin flip, goddamn.
Mm-hmm.